7:15, the horns, the fanfare. Monica, we have royalty in studio tonight.
I see. I'm very excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 90th year that WJOL has been on the airwaves here in Will County. It didn't always start at 1340. It started on another spot on the dial. Actually, it's been to 3 different spots on the dial.
What's the next question?
Okay, next question, multiple choice. Scott, by the way, recap, it is 3-0.
I'm getting smoked.
Slocum, you need to step it up a bit, my friend. Multiple choice again. So, Robert Tezak was the sole owner of WJOL and WLLI, along with 2 Topeka stations. What was the name of the company he owned? Was it Next Media? Scott.
Uno Broadcasting.
What?
Uno Broadcasting.
No.
What the name of the company that Tezak owned?
It was multiple choice. So now I will finish the question. Bill, this is for the steal.
I used to get my checks from Uno Broadcasting.
He has to stay quiet, doesn't he?
Yeah, this is just for you now. The multiple choices were Next Media, Will County Radio, Joliet Broadcasting, Harris Enterprises.
It was Joliet Broadcasting.
Very good. Very good.
It wasn't. It was Uno Broadcasting. We had KTOP in Topeka. We had a station in Beaumont, Texas. And we had a station in New Mexico, too.
Not according to Scott Childers
I
and the
gotta talk to
Tribune.
Scott, 'cause my
And
checks-
the Tribune.
My checks used to say Uno Broadcasting.
So that was 2 points for Bill. My, 5-0. My. Okay, here we go. Now it gets a little bit interesting. Listening
Oh, this has
carefully.
been interesting up to this point.
It hasn't been. It hasn't been. Okay, here we go. Number 5. Name this person. He has 2 master's degrees in health science and psychology.
Scott.
Bill.
Scott.
Bill Drilling.
Very good. There we go. There we go. I didn't even get to finish that question.
Scott.
An addictions
No place to go
counselor.
up.
He taught at Joliet Junior College. There we go. That was the whole.
I wrote the bio, so I got it down.
You got one. All right, moving on. Question number 6, multiple choice. Who was the American track star that won 4 gold medals in the 1984 Olympics? Was it Ben Johnson, Lewis Johnson, Carl Reed, Carl Lewis?
Scott. Carlos.
Very good.
Sorry,
You
Bill.
got a point. All right. You're catching up. It's 5-2 now for Bill. Number 7. What was E.T.'s favorite kind of candy? M&M's, Raisinets, Whoppers, Reese's Pieces.
Probably M&M's. Bill.
Bill, I am sorry. M&M's is incorrect. Scott for the steal.
Scott, I believe Reese's Pieces.
You got it for 2 points. Ooh, now this is interesting. Bill, you are still in the lead. 5-4.
I feel like a loser already.
We have 1 question left. This is a remember 80s trivia. Bill Drilling against Scott Slocum. Your final question. In the 1980s, which political figure said this phrase in Chicago during a news conference? The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Who said that?
Oh. Bill.
Okay.
Ronald Reagan.
Very good. Excellent. Good job.
Now I've got a 2-point lead. Hey,
All
I got my
right, that is
4.
it.
you can quit now
That
if
is
you
the
want.
end of the quiz. Bill
Okay.
Drilling, 6 points. Scott Slocum, 4. He did a valiant effort towards the end. Good job, Bill.
You embarrassed
well
me,
done.
Bill.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Took me out to the woodshed, man. Nice guy. You know, we have you in here.
Yeah, but you're only a kid.
We
You
celebrate.
can't remember back in the 80s.
Congratulations, Monica. Great questions.
Thank you.
Great
You
questions.
got a great job. Double your pay.
Well, I need some of that profit sharing.
Oh, did we talk about that before?
We did. It's
Close the
8:23.
issue then.
Time for traffic and weather. We do it 4 times an hour. Mornings and afternoons. Monica, the roads.
All right, because of that 5-car accident eastbound on I-80, Holbolt Road through the Des Plaines River Bridge is still all jammed. This was a 5-car crash, so the left
What's up,
lane was
Shoes?
blocked, so eastbound still busy. Holbolt to the Des Plaines River Bridge. I-55 still a mess, an hour and 12 minutes from 355 to Lakeshore Drive. From the Tri-State, it is an hour and 2. Northbound on the Tri-State, that is still jamming up this morning around I-55, and inbound on the Eisenhower, an hour 6. 355, slow going from Boughton Road right through to I-88. The forecast now from staff meteorologist Rick DeMaio. It is a bitterly cold day. and we're only going to see a high today of about 14 degrees. And wind chills could be as low as -13 for tonight, a low of -3. Then tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 22 degrees. For Sunday, another 2 to 4 inches of snow possible. By the way, did you know that this February is the second coldest on record and the third snowiest on record? So we got that we're dealing with. And then for Tuesday, looks like rain in the forecast. Right now, it's -11. That's traffic and weather. I'm Monica DeSantis from the WJOL Traffic.
WJOL Traffic and Weather brought to you by the Chicago Wolves. They're home tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. There's a free post-game skate for fans after tomorrow night's game. And WJOL's own Rick DeMille will be there. Look for him. Visit ChicagoWolves.com for ticket and game information. All right. Hi, Scott. Hey, Coach. Good. Okay, stand by. We'll get going here in a sec, okay? All right, cool. Bill, I have to do this
I know.
paid for, so
You bet.
give me about
Business is
3 minutes.
business.
It is.
I'm just here on a frill.
The frill.
Food on Jackson Street at Caterpillar Drive. Visit Babe's
Well, what a
Hot
party
Dogs
we're
Downtown.
having today.
Yeah, you're on
Absolutely.
television.
So were you joking when you said your check said you were right?
Absolutely. It wasn't no
My
broadcast.
idea, you
But
guys
they
had the
would call
warning
Joliet
lights about the
or-
Richard
I think
Street.
maybe initially,
I
but
had
once
a
he
better
bought
idea. When the
the other
Ruby
radio
Street first
stations,
went up, you just do a little
KTOP,
So
thing
that-
on your zone.
there was one in Yuma, there was one in Beaumont,
You
one in
take
Toledo.
it into town.
So you disputed that. That was a joke.
Day 28, Slocum in the morning on 1340 WJOL. We will continue honoring a legend today, Bill Drilling, a morning man at WJOL Radio for 20 years, from 1968, 1988. In studio this morning, we're having a blast. We have another half hour, 25 minutes or so to spend with Bill, and we will take advantage of every minute of that. We do want to say good morning, though, to Lisa Carlson, the women's basketball coach at Lewis University. Flyers on the road up in Kenosha last night. They took out a very good Wisconsin Parkside team by a score of 60-46. 17th conference win of the year, Coach. That is a new record. Congratulations. How about that? Well, this was close early, back and forth, and then one of your seniors, Jess Reinhardt, went a little crazy, scored 7 out of 9 points, and the rest is history.
What's going on, but I
Hi,
think
I'm
when
Scott.
we look
Nice to meet
back
you.
at it, I don't think that there's going to be
Day 32. Steve's got news headlines coming up for you, and we continue on with Bill Drilling, Joliet legend, morning man here at WJOL Radio for 20 years, celebrating our 90th anniversary.
My car started.
Easy Tax in Lockport.
Can you take the good car and leave you the old
16
car?
below zero. Earlier.
We're going to be there together every step of the way, planning for it. We're going to be there.
Contact
start.
the tax professionals
Get
at
into a
Easy
warm
Tax
car.
in Lockport today for your free consultation. Ground Services, your job, your
All right, here we
employee.
go. Randall?
And good morning, 8:33. Steve Brandy, 1340 WJOL News. Coming
Yeah,
up,
we had that
that
big
new
newsroom over
program
there.
at
Remember the news director's
JJC
office
and
was
the
in the back,
need
and then
it
they had all
will
those
fulfill.
news.
First, a little
Yeah,
look at
big
the traffic and
newsroom.
weather 4 times an hour, mornings and afternoons. Here's
teletype.
Monica.
I-80 in either direction is a little bit better because that earlier accident eastbound on I-80 by the Des Plaines River Bridge looks like that has moved out of the way, but the delays continue both east and westbound along I-80 this morning over the Des Plaines River Bridge. I-55, slow going from 355 into downtown. It's an hour 6 and 56 minutes from the Tri-State. Inbound on the Eisenhower, an hour 6 this morning, 51 from Mannheim, 355 northbound, still slow going from Bowden Road through 88. That's traffic. I'm Monica DeSantis from the WJOL Traffic Center.
Thanks, Monica. Staff meteorologist Rick DeMille says it's cold. Still 10 below right now. High today 14. We will be cold all weekend. Possible snow Sunday. Actually, likely snow Sunday. By Tuesday, an absolute mess. Snow early, rain likely later. High of 40. Tuesday will be the melting day. Right now, minus 10 in Joliet, minus 10 in Lockport, going up to 14 for some occupations. But now you need more solid education. As Dr. Daniels points out to us, that was the idea right here.
This type of program fills an industry niche that has been vacant for a long time. And so this partnership of coming together and...
I'm Steve Brandy, 1340 WJOL News. Next news at 9:05 or anytime online at WJOL.com.
You know, there are times when you might need help, when a loved one is in need of someone to take care of them. Well, who do you turn to? Well, you look for someone you know, someone you can trust. And that one, we are celebrating the morning with a legend, Bill Drilling. joining us live in our WJOL studios, Morning Man from 68 to 88. And you have some family with you today. Would you care to introduce them to everyone?
My wife, Sharon, over here next to Dick Schuster, who's from Channel 6.
He's kind of like family, isn't he?
Yeah, he's creating evidence. And over here is my daughter. This is Anita Jo, and she's down at the library. My wife spent 27 years at the library mentoring people.
Awesome.
And now both my spouse and myself are retired.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you just got back from San Diego, right?
Yeah.
You got a little
Yeah,
relaxation.
the aircraft carrier Midway. This is the largest aircraft carrier that they built up till about, well, it's the first ship that couldn't get through the Panama Canal.
Is it really?
was, yeah. Fascinating. And we went to a lot of missions and covered the mountains in Southern California.
Oh, nice.
It was a great time. It was too short.
You have another brother that's in broadcasting also, right?
Yes.
Or a brother that's in broadcasting.
My brother John's retired from WITI Channel 6 Milwaukee, where he is a member of the Wisconsin Broadcasters Hall of Fame. He was there for more than 34 years as an anchor for their news department. So he's very proud. I've been with him in Arizona when people have stopped and asked him for his autograph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's been with you and Joliet, and people stopped and asked you for your autograph.
Never. On a check, maybe.
Well, let's call him right now, and I'll ask you for the autograph.
I wouldn't recommend that.
So, I mean...
Remember, they're a couple hours different than we are.
That's true.
Wake
That's
them up,
true.
he'll send you a nasty telegram.
You're here 20 years.
The sponsor wheel.
I was going to ask you, take us down memory lane. What were some of your favorite things you got to do?
Well, I sold advertising.
You
I had
did?
20 to 30 accounts, yeah.
Awesome.
And I sold all the accounts that Lattice couldn't. And that wasn't like a lot of them, but I made a pretty good extra dough. I also did a lot of equipment carrying back in the days when you had to have a lot of equipment for all of the broadcasts we did, sometimes 3, 4, 5 basketball games a week.
Mm-hmm.
And Lattice and O'Leary and I were all over the country, from Wisconsin to Indiana, having a great time. When I think about it, it might have been work at that time, but it was a joy. Do I miss broadcasting?
Yeah.
You're darn right. The reason I say darn is because I gave up swearing for Lent.
So why did you get out of it? I mean, I know there was ownership change back here in the late 80s. Why didn't you go back on your tour? Because you hit some nice spots.
I was from Anoka to St. Louis to St. Cloud to Keokuk, Iowa to Oskaloosa, Bismarck, North Dakota, and Billings, Montana, getting a lot of career experience, and ending up in 1968 as station manager in KOIN, Country Western in Billings, Montana. And you know what? It was a ball. We had Johnny Cash and the Carters in. We had Furley and Husky. We had Buck Owens from Bakersfield, California.
They'd stop in studio.
Well, not only in the studio, we had huge shows at the community center.
Awesome.
Thousands of people. And that's what made us numero uno. We were strong number one.
Well, what made you number one here in Joliet? What's the secret?
Probably attrition of the others. I don't know.
No. I mean, when I got here shortly after you'd left, and it was always build this.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, you were a beloved figure in town. See, people really didn't like O'Leary.
Oh, come on.
No, they didn't like Frank. They loved
Saint
you and
O'Leary?
Lattice.
I used to call him Frank O'Leaky because the R in his name looked like a K when he wrote it. So it was Frank O'Leaky, or Francois.
He was pretty popular with the ladies, though, wasn't he?
Well, you'd have to ask him. I don't care about his
Come on,
private
you have
life.
some stories
He
about
did get married after he left radio. You know.
I know.
Yeah. He's living on Lakeshore Drive with his spouse who went to high school with him.
I didn't realize he went to high school with her.
The last time I saw him was with Lattice at an awards meeting or banquet in Lockport.
Okay.
Bob Basarich was there. Bill Zimmer was there. That should ring a bell with you because his son is
Mike Zimmer, head coach of the Vikings.
Head coach.
So, I mean, what was around here when I first got here, and for like 10 years after, everybody hung out with each other. We'd go down to Howard Boykin's, the turntable.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you remember that. Annabelle and Whitey Freeberg were great.
Come on down to the turntable.
Exactly. Remember Howard Boykin? This is WJOL. He was awesome. God, I loved Howard. But everybody hung out. Was that what it was like in the 60s and 70s and 80s around here with you guys?
Some. Of course, Silver Cross Hospital was open with a cafeteria, so it was an obvious lunch location for those of us who were hungry.
Right.
Yeah, and it worked well.
Yeah.
You know, I see that big building sitting there empty, and I see a big hill where Radio Hill used to be, where I used to say, here we are at Joliet, Radio Hill, WJOL, WLLI, and overlooking the beautiful EJ&E Railroad Yard and the Silver Cross parking lot. What do you think of that, Monica?
I think that's awesome.
I didn't mean to wake you up over there.
No, I like the way you said WLLI. I like that.
Yeah.
You just rolled off
And
your
they
tongue.
called it Willie and went country.
Oh, that lasted for about a week.
Oh, it went longer than that. We had some shows at the big theaters in Chicago.
Yeah.
A couple of them, yeah.
I remember that was when Ralph Sherman was on board, right?
No.
Or, well, he brought Willie back when Ralph was on board.
Oh, he did?
That's when it only lasted a week, yeah.
Ah, okay. You ought to have Ralph Sherman on your radio station.
We will. Were you the one that coined the phrase Radio Hill?
No.
That was before you?
It was Fats Domino. I found my thrill on Radio Hill. That's before your time, Monica.
Literally?
Literally.
No. Literally Fats Domino?
I thought it was Blueberry Hill.
It was, but I changed it. Can
I
modify things?
Monica.
She's from Canada. She's not real sharp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer either. You noticed that. I'm a brick short of a load. My elevator doesn't go all the way to the top, and I'm a card short of a deck. You know. But other than that, I'm okay.
Hey,
I'm old.
Do you mind if we talk to Anita real quick? Do you mind? I didn't ask you this.
That.
Anita, real quick, come over here and grab this microphone, would you please? Because you grew up here in Joliet with your dad. What was it like? Because everybody's pulling him 8 different directions. He had to go speak at this and at that and everything like that. I mean, you shared him growing up with Joliet, right?
I have some really, really good memories growing up with Dad on the radio. My favorite memories are going to basketball games and football games, and we attended a lot of sporting events. And we used to, Don Lattis and his daughter Sherry would, obviously be there. And so Sherry and I bonded as friends.
Yeah.
But those are all good memories.
Yeah. But he was gone a lot, wasn't he? Because of the job. You just can't do the mornings and then check out and see you tomorrow morning. You got to go everywhere around town, too.
Well, that did pose some excellent problems sometimes. But, the guy was there when I had swim team practice at 4 o'clock in the morning. He picked up 12 kids and took us over to the Y, and we had swim team practice.
She lettered the swimming.
Nice. All right.
At Joliet West.
At Joliet West. That was my next question. Joliet West High School.
She was the sports editor for the Tiger Tales, and she was the overall editor at JJC for their newspaper.
Awesome. So, you pretty proud of this guy? 20 years and at one location is unheard of.
Absolutely. I'm very proud to say that I'm Bill Drilling's daughter.
You still get it from people all the time, don't you?
Oh, of course. It's hard to go anywhere in Joliet and somebody not come up to him and say, "You're Bill Drilling, aren't you?"
Now, you are big with the Lions, and you learned that from him, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
Joliet knew Lions.
Absolutely. My dad had been a longtime Lion, and for years I'd been helping him with Candy Day and Pancake Breakfast, and it was just sort of a natural progression that I would become a Lion.
Right. And also with the American Legion Band, you're wearing American Legion Band jacket and hat. You've been emceeing for them for decades.
Over 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll continue till I get it right. The thing is, I can't play an instrument. I can appreciate good music.
Right.
And I taught music appreciation to the prisoners down at Dwight, as a matter of fact. But I am the MC. I'm the mascot.
Awesome. Anita, thank you very much for coming in. And Sharon, thank you for coming in as well. We appreciate that. She can talk on it. If she wants to, does she want to say anything about you? Sharon, you want to say anything about Bill? Come on, come here real quick. Now you were married, you two were married in 1990, correct?
91.
91. So he was off the radio by then, so you didn't marry a radio star, did you? You just married this guy over here.
I knew who he was, so.
Are you from Joliet originally?
I am, yes.
Okay. So you grew up?
I'm homegrown.
So you listened to Bill for 20 years when he was on
Sure
there?
did, yes. And it's a very much an honor to be his wife.
Oh,
very proud.
Sweet. You didn't tell me she was that nice.
It's her relatives that are the cops. We were talking about that earlier.
They're all retired.
So when you heard him on the radio, did you like him? Did you think he was a good radio host?
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy. That
That's a
comes
loaded
across when he
question,
was
though.
on
You
the
know
radio,
that.
for sure.
Well, I didn't know she maybe, because you annoyed half the people probably. It's the same way. Half the people like you, half the people don't. So I didn't know she was one of the half that didn't.
I was one that did.
It's one that did.
Am I a lucky man or what?
You absolutely are. How did you two meet? Was it at an event or?
No, we actually got introduced through a mutual friend.
Oh, good.
Yes.
That sounds kind of standard, but that mutual friend is a clinical psychiatric social worker at St. Joe's Hospital.
Okay.
And she's retired now, and her husband was the longest-term Joliet policeman. He retired at age 77.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Bob Kelly was his name.
Wonderful
Awesome.
people.
Well, thank you very much for sharing
Thank
with
you.
us today. And
Thank
thanks
you.
for coming back from San Diego. I don't know if you came back a day early for this. I hope not, because we would have been able to squeeze you in at some other point. But, Bill, it's been a pleasure. I've known you for a long time, but never actually had you in here before, and that's shame on me. I should have had you in a long time ago.
You should take up golf again.
No.
Yeah. I play early in the morning where nobody can watch me and laugh. That's true. I can't hit 200 yards downhill with the wind.
So what are you doing now? You're just enjoying retirement, right? Kicking back?
Well, I work with the Lions Club and
Still?
Joliet
American Legion
Band.
Sure, still.
A few other things here and there. For example, last night we were at Lincoln Way West for a beautiful concert.
Great.
Tomorrow we go to the 1BK Lions Convention in Bloomington.
Awesome.
I don't know what we're doing on Sunday, but I used to think we'd have spare time. Sharon and I don't have any spare time.
That's great. That's great.
Retire and travel.
Yeah, you got. Well, Bill, it's been a pleasure. I can't tell you how much I look forward to this, and it did not disappoint. It was everything I thought it would be. Thank you for spending time with us today, and thank you for 20 years at this radio station.
And you, great Scott, are a wonderful person, and I wish you continued at least another 10 years success behind that mic, because that'd make it an even 100 for WJOL.
If I'm still around here when this bad boy turns 100, somebody just shoot me. I need to do something. My brain's going to fry.
You too?
Bill Drilling, everyone. Round of applause for Big Bill. Thank you very much. All right, traffic and weather coming up in a moment. Then it's Lynn, Mary, and Natalie. Today they're going to be talking with Anastasia Tusky from the Will County Executive's Office. He'll be talking about Dancing with the Stars. And Kevin Leverance, a veteran who, after serving in Iraq and Afghanistan, has post-traumatic stress syndrome and will discuss his dedication to helping veterans suffering with it. He's committed to the Wounded Warriors Project. Then it's Friends Over 50 with our friends from Home Helpers. Rip Taylor, the iconic comedian, will be on the program today. Bonner Paddock, his story of living with cerebral palsy, climbing Kilimanjaro, and surviving Ironman. Kevin Brock from the Lockport Police Department. Bill Coster from Bill Jacobs Chevy, and the Adventist Bolingbrook Hospital segment, Ask the Doctor. That's all coming up between 9 and 1 right here on 1340 WJOL. Right. Come on real quick here, everybody. Bill Drilling was the morning man at WJOL Radio from 1968 to 1988. He's worked all over the Midwest, all over the West, and he's here today. He co-hosted the show. Hopefully some of you guys heard it. It was absolutely fantastic. And this is our tribute wall. Lattice gets top billing because he's was older than everybody else.
He's also good.
He's also good, very good. But you will have, your name will stay on this plaque forever and ever. You'll be up here. Bill Drilling, 1968 to 1988. Okay, so congratulations.
Unless I pay you, then you get it. Is this where O'Leary's going to be? Right?
O'Leary's going to, we're going to keep you and O'Leary separate. But anyway, we want to introduce you to the staff. These are all the salespeople and on-air people. So ladies and gentlemen, Bill Drilling.
Oh, shucks.
Care to say a couple of words?
Couple of words. Well, I don't know what you expect me to say. You say everything so well.
Go ahead.
And so fast.
Go ahead.
This old brain doesn't work as quick as yours. And Brandy over there, he's a real sharp dude. He reads a tough newscast. And Monica, she's great.
Yes.
You ain't bad.
All right. Well, what was it like back here in the 60s, 70s, and 80s at JOL?
Well, it rained when it rained, and it sun. But it was Radio Hill.
Right.
Where you got Radio L. Mm-hmm. No, I didn't say that. Actually, it was a pretty good deal, overlooking the Silver Cross parking lot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now there's nothing there but a mound of, like an old Indian mound.
That's right. Absolutely. Now you did mornings, and you had a news department, and
You also sold advertising. You did pretty much everything.
I was an engineer, too.
He was an engineer also.
First-class engineer.
Did a lot of everything.
Yeah, it's amazing what money will buy. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I earned it.
Well, this radio station is what it is today because of people like you. So I know all of us, and like we said to the Lattice family, thank you because you guys laid the foundation for what we're doing now.
Yeah, and I hope you increase that rate card. Because the bottom line is, show me the money, show me the money. I know that.
Yes.
But you do it through improved performance, and he's got the performance that he probably is dedicated to because he enjoys working. And because he enjoys working and does so well, that means you can charge more. It works that way. One hand washes the other. Good luck to all of you, and good fortune and Merry Christmas late.
Bill Drilling, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir.
Peace, tranquility,
Painless.
money.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you coming up. You said, who does that?